Hello, children. Today we are going to discuss a very small topic from this chapter, that is a gaseous exchange in animals. So, if we talk about the gaseous exchange in animals, actually, we are simply talking about the respiration in animals. Animals respire just like our plants. No, the process of respiration is same in plants and animals. But if we talk about the animals have evolved different organs for the uptake of oxygen from the environment and for getting rid of carbon dioxide produced in the body during respiration. So these organs work together and make the respiratory system of any organism. So one thing very important in case of gaseous exchange in animals, that is what they have a surface, means if any kind of organism or any type of system any kind of organism is having, so there is a exchange of gases takes place through a surface, whether it is a gills, whether it is a lungs, whether it is a body surface, moist body surface. So in each case, what is there, the exchange of gases takes place through the surface. So that surface we are saying over here is the respiratory surface. So there should be a parameter for the respiratory surface. Listen it very carefully. So for efficient exchange or for the efficient gaseous exchange, respiratory surface should be first thin walled. It should be thin walled. It should be moist to speed up diffusion. It should be having a large surface area, and it should be rich in blood supply. What is the meaning of these four parameters? If the surface is thin wall, means the exchange of gases take place very quickly. If it is having a moist nature, so what happens, it is going to be, because moist means there is a presence of water, and due to that it is going to be speed up the process of diffusion. I think it's clear to everyone when we talk about the exchange. So that time there is the involvement of one process that we had discussed already, that is a diffusion. Due to this process only, there is a exchange of gases from the environment to the inside the surface, and from inside of the surface, or from, you can say, from inside of the body to the outside of the environment. So this is the reason behind that. Then third one I have told you, large surface area means more surface area, more exchange. And when the gases are coming to the surface, it will go to the body by a blood. So that surface should have a rich blood supply. So this is the parameters for the gases exchange in animals. This is one of the important thing that we should discuss in this topic. That is what? Why does the rate of breathing in aquatic animals is faster than the terrestrial animals? I think these two words are clear with all of you. What is that? Aquatic and terrestrial. There are two type of category in animals. One is aquatic and one is terrestrial. Aquatic animals means those who are living in water. Terrestrial means those who are living on land. So if they are living in water, it means the amount of oxygen they are taking, that they are taking from the water. And if in case of terrestrial animals, they are taking that oxygen from the environment. So if we are going to compare, the amount of oxygen in the water is very much less in comparison to the amount on the land, or you can say in environment. So to maintain the respiration, aquatic animals needs to take more oxygen in comparison to the land animals within the same time period. So that's why the rate of breathing in aquatic animals is much faster than the terrestrial animal. In case of respiration in animals, the mode is same, means the process of respiration is same, means diffusion involved in all kind of organism. But it depends on that okay, organism is what type, means they are unicellular, they are multicellular, they are advanced in their structures. On the basis of that, they have a different type of respiratory organ. So if you talk about the simple unicellular organism, this is the diagram I am showing of the amoeba. You know very well amoeba is a single single cell organism. Means this just outer membrane, or you can say this is the just a plasma membrane participate in this process. So what happens due to the diffusion, means if the amount is less where in the inside the amoeba body and it is more in the environment, so what happens by the simple diffusion process, there is a movement, there is a flow of oxygen being in a high concentration. So you know what is diffusion? Movement of the gases from higher concentration to the lower concentration through what? Through a semi permeable membranes. So that membrane here is what? This is the plasma membrane. So if what happens in unicellular organism, for example amoeba, exchange of gases takes place through the cell surface. They absorb oxygen from the surrounding due to the concentration gradient. Means in the environment it is more in concentration, inside the amoeba it is less in concentration. So it start moving from the environment to the inside of amoeba. And same with the carbon dioxide, because during the respiration carbon dioxide is exhaled, so it concentration of carbon dioxide is more inside the amoeba, and it will go out from the amoeba to the environment by a simple process of diffusion. And if we talk about the gases exchange through the body wall or through the skin, so in that I will give you example. For example, tapeworm, earthworm, leeches. What happens in that? They have a moist skin, and due to the presence of this moist and very thin, so these two parameters that I have told you, these two parameters are very good for the respiratory surface. So in case of tapeworm, in case of earth and leeches, means annelids, so what happens? They have a moist and very thin surface, and due to that, and along with that, on the skin they have a blood cell also. So and these blood cell behave as a capillaries, right? Means they have a surface, they have a path through that there is a exchange of gases take place. So due to that there is a diffusion process take place. Means oxygen come inside of the earthworm and carbon dioxide go out from there, from these organisms. So here what you see just the respiration take place through the body wall or through the skin. So this is also one of the way of respiration in animals. Now if we talk about the frog, it's, you know very well, it's an amphibian. Means they live in the water as well as on the land. So the mode of respiration is also different when they are in tadpole stage. Means when the frog is growing in the life cycle, in early stage of the life cycle, they are known as a tadpoles, and during that time they breathe through the gills. But when they mature, that time they breathe through their lungs as well as their moist skin, because they also have a moist skin. And you know very well, this is one of the good parameter for the respiratory surfaces. So this is also one of the example through when we talk about the respiration through the body wall or the skin. This is also one of the important way if we talk about the insect. Means if we talk about the arthropods, so in that you can see in this diagram I am showing the cockroach or insects, you can say. So cockroaches, grasshopper, this transportation of the gases take place through a very special system that we call as a tracheal system. Please remember everyone, this system is known as the tracheal system. You can see that this is the air tubules that are connected to each other and make a tracheal system that we call as a tracheal tube system. And each trachea actually, these, if you see these tracheal tubes, right, they open through in the lateral side of the body, and these lateral side of the body where they are opening, means where these trachea are opening, that is having a pores, and that pores are known as spiracles. So basically diffusion of gases or diffusion of the oxygen and carbon dioxide take place in cockroaches, grasshopper through this spiracles. So now it asks in your exam through option also, where if it is given a spiracles, you tick on the spiracles. If it is given like a tracheal system, you can tick on the tracheal system also. Both the answers are correct. So one of the respiratory surface by that organisms respire, that is what respiration through the gills. Respiration through the gills means we are talking about the aquatic animals. So majority of the aquatic animals like fishes, prawn, they breathe through a special organ that we call the gills. So what happens? These gills are projection over the skin. If you see the fish, so over the skin they have these structures, slit structures that we call as a gills. And what happens, these gills actually help in using dissolved oxygen. Basically what happens, if we talk about the fish, they take the oxygen from their mouth, and from the mouth they pull that oxygen into the gills. There in the gills there is a presence of a blood vessels, and these blood vessels help in the exchange of gases, means they take the oxygen and carbon dioxide go back. So this is the way by that respiration take place in aquatic animals through the gills. So through the lungs, if we talk about, this is a more advanced organ for the respiration, means all the higher animals, if we talk about the mammals, amphibians, birds, they exchange the gases through a special respiratory organ that we call as a lungs, right? Lungs, if we talk about the mammals, and especially if we talk about the humans, we have a well defined respiratory system for the respiration that we will discuss in the next video. So here just I am mentioning what the for another organ for the respiration, or you can say another respiratory surface for the respiration is the lungs also, and examples are the amphibian, mammals and birds. So this is all about the gaseous exchange in animals. Hope you will understand it, and next time we will meet in a video with the human respiratory system. Thank you.